Working with Spotlight, it all began a number of years ago when we were in Mississauga. I happened to phone Garnet out of the blue with no appointment, and we spent at least 45 minutes having a very casual but detailed conversation about the project that my wife and I were envisioning. Felt no pressure to get off the phone. Garnet made me feel like I was the only customer or prospect that he had at the time. And that led to then a real visit when we moved here permanently in 2016. And to say that Spotlight met our expectations would be an understatement. Garnet took a rather unique approach versus other contractors we talked to, in that Garnet was the only one to ask us about our requirements. How did we want to use the space? Was it for large gatherings? Was it entertaining? Was it for dining? What specific features did we, my wife and I, want to put into this construction project? When I look at the team that Garnet assembled, I'll reflect on what I would have wanted out of a team, the attributes or the components of a team that I would want working for me. Communication, being forthright, being honest about what can be done, what can't be done, providing guidance along the way. Coupled, of course, with communication, planning. We want to know, as customers, what's going to happen when, what particular elements of the project we would be impacted by, ones that didn't impact us at all. The plans were developed, they were updated as necessary, but most importantly, they were shared with us. To look at a team, you want them to be able to work together well. And I must admit, I hadn't seen a more cohesive unit, the working together, knowing what the day was that was ahead of the construction workers. It all unfolded absolutely flawlessly. Their ability to work with each other, their ability to work with us. All that aside, all of the soft skills that Garnet's team brought to the table, perhaps the most important, and if you throw away everything else, you need to have the skill set. Garnet's approach is ensuring that whatever is done, the experts were there to do it. One might say, yes, this is a large deck and sunroom project, but the final product, it looks like fine furniture. The fittings, the joinery, the finished product was, we just couldn't be more delighted with it. That's based on the skill set and the guidance by Garnet, but the skill set of the actual employees that were here on site. The site was left clean, tidy, no obstacles, no trash left around at the end of every day. We didn't have to worry about tripping over anything, and then the next day would begin. In looking at recommendations for contractors, I must admit I'm rather picky. Simply because somebody came in and did something for us, I wouldn't necessarily recommend them to a family member or to a neighbor. In Spotlight, in Garnet's case, it was very hard to find any flaws at all. Literally the team, the construction, the timeline, the costs, it all just fell into place. And not only would I have in fact recommended Spotlight for other people that I know and the projects that are important to them.